He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another story time. Hey, Ange fam. I'm really thinking about bringing back Play Cousins. Hey, Ange fam, and welcome to the setup. I thought about this story. I just added this story on my list. And so I'm going through the list because I said, you know what? I need to go ahead and get these story times out because I'm sitting here playing like I can't die tomorrow. And then these story times are sitting on these lists. And this whole point is to put entries in my video diary. And with YouTube, you can schedule out videos. And I schedule out videos. I schedule my videos. Like people probably just do public. But for me, it's like my numbers pretty much stay the same. I don't know why. I'm not in the algorithm because I was in the algorithm. I don't know why. I ain't fighting. I ain't fighting these white people over their algorithm, honey. I'm doing this because I like to do it. So if you want to pay me, I would appreciate it. But if not, baby, I'm not fighting you for the algorithm, love. Do what you want to do. I'm just enjoying it. Anyway, so yeah. So I thought about this story and I added it on the list. And I was like, maybe I need to tell this story. Go ahead and get this story out because it literally popped in my head. And I was like, Gifted not gonna tell a story. Even though I see you, girl. I see you, girl, in my in the stories and in my inbox. Hey girl. I see you. But I was like, I need to tell this story because there's a lot of things that people really don't believe, like the psychics. Like people like, y'all really believe in psychics? Yeah, I really do believe in psychics. I really do believe in mediums. I really do. I really do believe. Let me slow down. That people have spiritual gifts. There now, don't get me wrong. There are people who play with it. There are people who will play in your face. There are people who will play in your face. Those who have the gift, those who have gifts know what comes with it and they don't want to play with it. And they know the more in tune you are, the better you are at your gift. And it also comes with the tax, which is why they do not want to play with their gift. And they don't tell any and everybody because any and everybody, like everybody's a skeptic nowadays about everything, which I mean, I can't blame them because almost every time you turn around, everything is AI. You don't know what to believe. Like the AI now is being almost as good as a regular video. So it's like, you don't know what's real or what's fake, which was part of their plan anyway. It's like, so I can tell you that's AI, so you don't know because it's kind of hard to tell. Like I said before, like y'all don't do research now, which will make sense of how people don't, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't research and then they don't really make people pay for like publishing fake stories and all that other stuff because like I can scroll on Facebook and looking at like the stuff that people are saying. Like it was like with the Savannah Guthrie story, it was like, oh, the brother-in-law had been arrested and then there was no arrest. So it's like any and everybody can put anything out there, and it's like it's up to you to go search and find out the truth. Because if you don't, there are some people who are just plain lazy. Y'all just plain lazy with driving too. It's like y'all are in like the Matrix, like real talk. Or as I've said before, Wally. If you haven't watched Wally from Disney, go watch it. A lot of y'all are sitting on that damn boat on a spaceship, fat and with a screen in front of y'all face, even while driving. Y'all don't know. It's like, why is everybody going the same speed in two different lanes? Move. Like I be so mad. People be like, girl, you got road rage. No, like come look at this. Come look at this. Come look at that's why I show y'all the dash cam because it's like, what sense did that make? Like y'all are on autopilot in the brain. Put your phone down. Go read a book. Go outside. So exercise your brain so you can get some comprehension. Not just have conversation and communication. Get some comprehension because some of y'all, oh my. Anyway, so yes, I do believe that there are gifts, that everybody does not have the same gift. Everybody has a gift. And once you find out that gift, you need to be good at it. Everybody don't need to get a trophy for participation because everybody not good on the team and don't contribute. Some of y'all just sit on the bench. Just saying. And ain't nothing wrong with that because we need seat warmers. Just saying. Anyway, so there was a lot of things that she would hint to or she would say to, or even with her, she was like, girl, why do you fight your gifts? Why do you, you know, like, you you pretending like you not in tune. Like what we doing? Like she used to always go out of her way to make sure like I was exercising and um practicing using my gift. And I was like, girl. And a lot of times I would brush it off. So she didn't say much about her gift, which I can understand. I can understand. So anyway, Gifted will have like a hard time once she made a decision. Once she made a decision with accepting her gift and who she and accepting her purpose, it was like everything started going downhill for her. Because at this point in time, like she was making all this money, she was driving a Beamer, like she had a very good job, and it was like, okay, like once she decided to accept her gift and her purpose, it was like everything started falling apart. And she was in school, so it was like the money dried up for school. The job, she had to fall back from the job because her hand started hurting because she had very bad carpal tunnel. So she had to fall back from that. And then it was like every time you turn around, like it's like I need to find a job. And if she'll find a job, it'll be something. It'll be something where it didn't work out. And she like, and so she ended up like losing her place and having to move back in with her mom. And then even with that, it was like it's not that I don't love my mom, but it is nothing like having your own space. And that's true. That's it. I lived it. I've lived it. I am extremely grateful for the people who have invited me in to live with them. But baby, I know once I get the if I'm to the point where I'm able to buy my own food, or I'm buying stuff with that I'm not using your stuff no more, or I'm starting to work, or I'm starting to go out, I'm starting to do little things, I'm starting to maneuver. It's like, oh, you can afford rent because I bought some American deli. I can afford rent now, and then they start treating you a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like you get a good 3 months, but the crazy part about that is, it's like, baby, you can't get your life together in 3 months. I don't know what be wrong with black people, but I'm just saying. And I don't even think it's just black people. I probably need to go search TikTok and listen to some stories, because I'm pretty sure Caucasians go through the same thing. So anyway, like I was saying, did I say? Yeah. Like I was saying, like, seemed like everything started falling apart with Gifted. It was like once she decided, it was like, I'm gonna do my purpose, I'm gonna do my big one, I'm gonna really go head on into this ministry thing, really use my gift. Everything seemed to start falling apart, and it was like I have to move back in with my mama. And like I said, like just because you move in with your people don't mean your people don't love you, but people don't know how. It's like the time limit, and things don't necessarily work out. Even if you have a job, it was like at this point in time, she didn't have a job. Trying to tell myself to slow down, but hurry up. She didn't have a job. Like she didn't have a job because she just had surgery. You know what I'm saying? Like she just had a couple of surgery. So it's like it's kind of hard for me to go out here and get a job and then to do anything typing, data entry, industrial, the stuff that she had experience in, because carpal tunnel, and she had severe carpal tunnel. Like she had surgery on both of her hands at the same time. So it's like it's kind of hard for me to maneuver. Like I can't really do for myself like I want to do for myself. Like, and if I don't have this surgery, like I can't work. Like I'm in pain. I'm having the surgery because I want to be out of pain. Like it's like I'm damn if I do and if I don't. Like literally, like the situation. It was like, girl, and I'm not even gonna front. Maybe they call it trauma bonding, but I promise you, it felt good to see somebody who was like, every time you turn around, something is punching you in the face. Because that's literally how I felt about my life. And literally, like to see her, it was like, girl, I can relate. So it felt good. Not that bad things were happening to her. It felt good that I finally can have somebody who relate to me. I finally have somebody who can relate to me. Because as I tell y'all, even on the story time stuff, I'd be like, baby, if I didn't live it, I wouldn't believe this stuff. I wouldn't believe none of this stuff. So it finally felt good to have somebody like, girl, seemed like it's like, okay, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna do this, it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out for me. And it seems like everything fall in place. And then when you get right there to put your tippy toe in it, it's like, nope, not gonna happen. And it's like, what? ugh. So it seems like everything that was going on for her fell apart when she made the decision to, like, okay, I'm gonna full force go into my purpose and into my gift, and I'm gonna do this thing, right? So gifted again was there for me when I found out I was pregnant. In all actuality, gifted knew ahead of time. Gifted knew ahead of time. And I wish she would have said certain things before then, but as she stated, she was like, there were certain things that I couldn't say, and then even if I did say it, you weren't gonna listen anyway, which is true. And that's just like with any man or with any woman. When you're in something and somebody else see it and it's like that's not gonna end well for you, that's no good for you. Please leave that person alone. Yeah, I know you may like them, but this is not it. This is not it. And it's like, you feel it. Like you don't feel good. It's every time you turn around, it's a repeated toxic cycle where this is happening. You don't feel good. You deserve better. You're not gonna listen because you like that person, man or woman. You like that person. When your girls be like, girl, he not cheat on you for the 11,000 for the 11,000 time. Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, but I like him. I love him. That's my man, my man, my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he know where home is. The dumbest stuff ever because he know where her house is too. Idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it because it's like, I like him. So you're going to deal with whatever you're going to deal with until you get tired. Until you get tired. And it's a lot of things that people will look at you in when it comes down to ministry and it comes down to that life. And it's like, this is my assignment and this is something that I have to do. And a lot of times people will be like, if I was you, I'll walk away. I'll walk away. It's a lot of things that will be put on my plate that take a while for me to do it. And I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's not when it comes down to like prayer and stuff like that. People will look at me and think like I don't talk to Jesus, baby. I talk to God more than you think, and know more about you probably than I should. To be real honest, that's why I was like, I don't like the way that y'all use Bible and God to categorize. Yeah. Categorize people and put peoples in categories that y'all think are beneath y'all. Mm-mm. And God don't even operate that way. Most of the time, the people that y'all think are beneath y'all are the ones that God used. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, so Gifted was having a hard time. Like every time you turn around, she was having a hard time trying to find a job, things to fall into place. Like people had somebody had gifted her a car, and when she had got the car, she was like, I don't know, like she was very skeptical about getting the car because she was like, girl, I don't know how I'm gonna take care of it. I don't know how I'm gonna do this thing. And like, I don't know. And I was like, girl, this is a blessing. Like, I'm excited because I've seen people, like I'm looking at like people bless people with a car. Like, they're not asking you to pay them. Like, they're blessing you with the car. They're signing over the title, blessing you with the car. Because that's what God said. So it's like you have the car. And so she was like, yeah, I got a car, but I don't really have a job. I don't really have no money because I got to pay rent. Like, I got to pay these doctors. Like, my insurance is canceling or they only paying a certain amount. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like one thing after the other, one thing after the other, one thing after the other, one thing after the other. And I would just let her vent because I knew that life. I knew that life. Like, I promise you, for me, it was like, okay, nightmare is gone. Then guess what? Here comes trucker. Like, it wasn't a break for me. It wasn't a break for me. It was like I endured 7 years. You finally gone for a $50 check. At this point in time, I was mad in the beginning, but I don't give up because you out of here. Now you gone. Here comes somebody else plotting. And my mama don't even see it. You don't even see it. I called it out and got in trouble the very first time I met you. Because I was like, what you really here for? What you really here for? Whole time, dude was plotting. So I knew like how she was feeling on the inside. So it was like I understood. So it was more, I guess, what people would call trauma bonding. It was a bond because it was like, girl, we can relate. I can understand. I can vent to you, and it not come off as I'm complaining. You know what I'm saying? Or girl, that ain't happened to you. That's just too. That ain't true. Like you lying. You just making it up for attention because a lot of people will think you make up stuff for attention. Or anytime that I talk about my assaults, it's like, girl, you still talking about that? You were 7. You were 7 and it stopped at 14. Right. I was 7 being introduced to sex. So enlighten me. How should I get over it? Right. Exactly. So literally, like, I understood her. And like I said, it wasn't like, oh girl, I'm happy you going through. It was like, I finally have somebody I can relate to. Finally have somebody I can relate to. And she can come and vent in peace. It was no judgment. And that's literally how I am anyway with anybody. It's like, I don't have no judgment. I don't have no judgment because people are quick to say, I wouldn't do. And the whole time your shoes ain't even over here. This ain't even your shoe size. This ain't even your plate. What's on this plate will kill you. You're allergic to it. Anyway. So I understood. And so she was like, girl, she didn't want the car, but she was like, I need the car because, mama starting the trip, you asking for more money because mama was still thinking like she was bringing in the money that she was prior. And she was like, I'm not bringing in that money no more. I'm not getting paid every week. Like, I don't understand like why she don't see like I'm struggling just like you struggling. Like, I done lost my place. I don't want to be here. Like, I want to be in my own joint. When I tell you it's nothing like your own joint. So when people be like, girl, you still living in the extended stay? Hell yeah. 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 My own roof, my own food, my own bathroom. I don't have to time showers. I don't have to hide food. I don't have to share food. I don't have to feel bad about feeding myself. I don't have to worry about nobody else's feelings but mine. So I totally understood her living with her mom. And it's like, I don't get why she not understanding. Like, I ain't got it like that no more. I ain't balling with money like that no more. I'm struggling just like you struggling. Like, I need to eat. I'm looking for a job, but my hands jacked up. Like, so when she got the car, at that point in time, she was working at a daycare center. So with her working at the daycare center, like that it wasn't a lot of money because at this point in time, the daycare center is a startup. So I think they might have been getting paid $10, 11. I know it wasn't more than 12. It wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't a lot of money to live off of, which is this is America. You are barely making it. And I know the Caucasian people may want to front and lie and be like, oh, it's great. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're struggling just like we struggling. You're a liar. Anyway, so yeah, so you was barely making ends meet. And at the point in time, like you could tell, like, because the brakes in the car was going out. And so you can hear like the metal scraping metal, and you had to stop way back ahead of time, like, trying to stop because I can't afford to get the brakes fixed. And I think at this point in time, like, I don't think the insurance had transferred over yet because I think the people had promised to pay like, I think like 6 months of the insurance. They might have been 3 months, 3 to 6 months, something like that, where they had promised to pay the insurance. Well, lo and behold, she was driving and a kid ran out in the street after a ball. So she swerved to miss the kid, end up missing the kid, thank God, and end up hitting the fire hydrant though. Was she going to pick up Tyler? No, I don't think so. No. Was she? I don't think so. No, I think she was going to like to somebody's house. I think she was going to somebody else's house. She was going to somebody else's house. It had nothing to do with me. I was thinking, like, was she going to pick up Tyler? Because she would go and pick up Tyler. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, so she missed the kid, hit the fire hydrant. There goes the car. You know what I'm saying? There goes the car. There goes the car. So with the car, you know what I'm saying, out of commission. And I think as I'm saying, like if I'm not mistaken, like the insurance was still in their name, and I don't think they had signed over the title yet. I think they had asked for payments on the low. I think they had put it out there like they were gifting her the car in front of people, but then behind closed doors, I think she had to pay them, if I'm not mistaken, because the people name was still on the car. And I was confused on that. I was like, why they name still on the car? And so she was like, girl, because I have to pay them before they sign it over. That's right. I have to pay them before I sign it over. So that ended up like with them falling out. I had to pay them. And so with it still being in their name, they were responsible for like the damages in the accident and all that stuff. So they was asking her to pay for that. And so, and then her mama had started beefing, and with her mama beefing, she was like, I ain't even got no place to go. And I was like, girl, you most of the time you at my place. And at this point in time, I still got my place. I was like, at this point in time, like I still got my place. You help me out with Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Like you can come chill up. You come get that extra room. You come get the extra room. She was like, I don't want to ruin our friendship. I don't want to ruin our friendship, because that's true. Like you don't know a person until you live with a person. You do not know a person until you live with a person. I was like, listen, if you come over here, like just be yourself. Don't feel like you need to change something. Don't feel like you need to do extra. Like if you want to help, ask. Like don't feel like, oh, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this, let me do this to cover. Like my thing is I'll clean, or I'll cook. And even with that, that was the issue. Or I noticed like me cooking, like I was spending all my food stamps to cook for everybody, and they'll go out to eat, and me and my kid hungry for the rest of the month. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna stop cooking and I'm gonna use my food stamps for me and my kid, and y'all continue to go out to eat. Anyway, so yeah, so I was like, girl, just come over here and be yourself. Like you help me out with Tyler, like you know what I'm saying. Like if I'm off or whatever, I can take you back and forth to work. Like you, once you find a job, whatever, because she ain't had no job, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like now I ain't got no car, so I can't really get back and forth to work. And then it was like her mama was kind of tripping. And so she was like, I was like, you good, you good. So lo and behold, she ended up finding a job, right? She ended up finding a job, and it's a job at a hotel, but it's called night audit. So basically she worked overnight. She worked the front desk overnight. And so I was like, you like it? Like, how is it flowing? Like, you good? She was like, it's good. Like, I don't really have a lot of people come in because it's nighttime. She was like, you may get a person every once in a while. You may get the people who want to, handle a little business. But other than that, she's like, it's really not that busy. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to, keep myself up. Like, I walk around like right there in the front desk or whatever, so I don't fall asleep because I'm night audit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm front desk. So you can't have the people walk up and you sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so like stuff has started flowing. Like things, she started getting checks in. She not really using her hands too much. So that worked with the carpal tunnel. Like it was cool. Like things had started flowing. And so it had got to the point where they had all, like continually put her on the schedule. And it's with that point, with her working at night, it's like when you work at night, you need to sleep during the day. And so that means like now you missing stuff during the day. Like you're not really singing in the choir. You're not really singing on the praise team. You're not really hanging out with us. You're not really coming to dinner with us because you sleep. You tired because they started upping your hours because you're doing a good job. And so it was like I understood, but it was like also I miss her. Selfish. And I wasn't the only one like that either. It was like I miss her. So it's like, yeah, we want to hang out. We want to do whatever. And so on her off days, we finally got a point of chance where it's like, okay, yeah, we all hanging out, and it was like a dinner. Child, that girl sat in that chair and went to sleep. And guess what? We weren't tripping. It was a simple fact that she was there and we got to see her. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I know y'all like, girl, she live with you. Well, I didn't see her. If she's working at night, I work during the day. We don't see each other. So anyway, lo and behold, I would say like 2 months, things going good. She really like it. And then all of a sudden, her boss had called her and was talking on the phone. And so she was like, what? What? And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Because she worked weekends. And so she was like, can you take me to my job? And I was like, yeah. So I took her to her job. Took her to her job. And I'm sitting there waiting. She walked out and she got tears coming down her face. And I'm like, girl, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? What happened? So her boss, the hotel accused her of stealing money. They was like, is money missing out of the deposit? You were the ones who was supposed to drop. You were the one who was supposed to drop the deposit. You're the last one who had, who was responsible for the bag. You signed for the bag. Where's the money? Where's the money? All we want you to do is return the money. If you return the money, we're not gonna call the police. We're not gonna press charges. Just return the money, and you just can't work for us no more. You of course, they going in because it's like we never saw you as a thief. You've been doing so good. We had high hopes for you, et cetera, yada yada yada. And I was like, girl, what? And she was like, right. Now she's never been a point, and not in my point in time, like a thief when you see a thief. Like you can tell the sticky fingers. She's never given that. She's never given thief. She always gave, I want my own stuff. So, I'm gonna work for my stuff. I want my own. I ain't got time because she had done been through some things. Know that attitude. Know that sentiment. And so I was like, that's weird. She was like, very weird. But I'm too tired to even fight these people. I know I haven't stolen any money, and they're giving me a week before they press charges. And so, of course, tears are running down her face because now at this point in time, like, you facing charges, you facing jail time because these people think you stole some money. So when she get home, we get back to to the apartment. She was like, I just want to lay down. I just need some time. I'm just go in the room and go pray about it. And I was like, oh, okay. So go in the room, go pray about it. Now at this point in time, like now you got free time. So it's like it's coming up. It's the week. It's the beginning of the week. Let's just say like it was a Sunday. I really think it was a Sunday. But so it was, let's just say like you're able to go you're able to go to praise team, praise and worship team rehearsal, you able to go to Bible study, you able to go to choir rehearsal. You're able to go to choir rehearsal, and then so that is like Saturday. So Saturday I was like, girl, we gonna hang out, we gonna have a good time, because at this point in time, what I'm saying, you're not really saying nothing, but you're not seeming worried either. And that's usually like when people have gifts, like most of the time when they have dreams and stuff like that, like they kind of piecing it together, and they kind of letting whoever your higher being is, kind of letting it flow, like letting the pieces fall into play after you've been warned, after you've been instructed to do certain things. You just let pieces fall into play, and you just sit back, you be like, oh, saw that coming. Or if it's like, don't go there, you don't move. Like, real talk. Even though you be like, it be places you be wanting to go, but like once you ask and you get an answer, it's like, bro, like I really want to show up. I really want to show up. I really want to turn up. And it's like, nah, chill out. And so you can either decide to chill out or you can turn up. Once you ask, you get an answer. It's up to you whether you want to follow with the answer or do something different. I've learned here recently, especially, I prefer to follow the answer. If I would have followed the answer previous years, baby, my life would look a whole lot different. Just saying. But it's a whole reason to that. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, so we're hanging out, right? So let me back up a little bit. During the week, but a week prior, before they accused her of stealing, she was training a young girl. She was training a young mother, right? She was training a young mother to come in and be the audit because they had need to do some hiring because it had picked up. It's getting close to like summer months, hot months. I think it was getting close to spring actually. And so, people are starting to travel and stuff. So that means more, more people coming to the hotel. So that means more hours. And it's like, girl, I can only work nights so much. Like I need at least 2 nights off or, a night off. Like she was working all the time. She enjoyed the money, but it's like, I'm still human. Like I still need 2 days off. And so she was training a young girl the week prior before they had let her go and accused her of stealing. And so she was like, yeah, because I don't want to mix it up. So she was training the young girl, right? So when we went out that Saturday, like hanging out after choir rehearsal, she was like, we was having a good time. And so she was like, I'm ready to talk now. Cause like I told y'all, when that stuff go on, like you kind of put stuff into place. And so she was like, because I was like, yo, week coming up, like, what you gonna do as far as, these people pressing charges on you or whatever. And so she was like, oh, well, God told me not to worry about it. Like, he was gonna handle it and it was all gonna be revealed. And I was like, oh, okay. And so she was like, yeah, it'll all be revealed. It'll all be revealed. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we was literally riding around, like we had went to the mall, and after the mall we had riding around, because around the mall in this city there's like little shops and little plazas. So lo and behold, like she just bust out crying after we had passed, like, because the hotel she worked at was close to the mall. So after we passed the hotel, she just bust out crying. And I was like, girl, what's wrong? What's wrong? And y'all know, like, when it's accidents in the vicinity, you can all hear the sirens. So we heard the sirens, and I was like, girl, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? What happened? What happened? And so she was like, go towards the siren, go towards the accident. What? What? Because at this point in time, like, anytime that there's accidents or sirens or whatever, like, you want to go the opposite way. You don't want to be stuck in traffic. She was like, please go towards the siren, go towards the accident, go towards the accident. So I'm driving, trying to maneuver my way to get, to the ambulance, because like I can see the ambulance, I can see the fire truck, right? And so it was like in this intersection. And so we went to this intersection, and I was like, okay, we was making, I was like, I'm gonna make a right turn. And so she was like, it's fine, it's fine. So I was making, went to the intersection. We could see plain as day. This girl had got hit by a car. She was okay. Her leg was jacked up, but she was on a bicycle and she had got hit by a car. So Gifted started boohoo crying even more. Boohoo crying. Started praising God, going crazy, boohoo crying. Like, girl, what is going on? So I'm, like, in my head, but I'm letting her do her thing. So I'm turning and, like, still driving to go home. But it's like, girl, what is going on? Spill the tea. Like, help me out over here. What's going on? Like, how does this all correlate? So when we get home, like, after she had calmed down and she had went in the room, like, was still crying or whatever, she came out of her room. And so she was like, girl. And I was like, what? And so she was like, when they let me go, when they accused me of stealing, like, I came home and I prayed, like, I went in the room, closed the door. Remember, she said she wanted time by herself, and she was like, I went in the room, closed the door, and like, I prayed. I'm like, God, what is going on? Because like, I finally started liking the job. I'm bringing money in, and you just stopped the money. Like, what's going on? I know I didn't steal the money. I don't understand why they didn't look at the cameras. Like, I'm not understanding why is it an issue about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my best to serve you. I do my best to praise you. Like, I don't understand what's the problem. And I was like, okay. And so she was like, God had answered her in a dream and told her, like, it was the girl that she was training. And mind you, the girl that she was training didn't have a car. She rode a bicycle to work, and she had 3 kids. And so she was struggling. And so she was like, Angel, I was training her. She's like, and I remember leaving the deposit on the counter with her in it while I went to the bathroom. She's like, but I didn't think nothing of it while stuff was going on. I was like, okay. So she was like, God had told me, like, everything's going to be revealed. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be revealed. And so she was like, the girl, she was like, like, when you do decisions and make choices, of course, like, your conscience is supposed to tell you, like, it beat you up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you done did some nasty stuff to somebody, it beat you up. It beat you up. And so it's like, either you gonna tell the truth or you gonna ride with this. And even if you ride with it, like, karma know where you live, even when you homeless. That girl will pull up. When I tell y'all, I try my best to keep my karma plate clean, because that girl ain't no joke. No joke. None. Pull up on you. What's up? Like, when you least expect it. Sometimes that girl come through quick, but she know exactly where you are. So you either, it's like, let me do the right thing, I'm gonna let karma come in and come sit beside me. Like, you ready to pay for it? You feel me? So yeah. So I do my best to try to do right in any situation. It's like, let me do the right thing. Like if I find some stuff like, oh, somebody dropped their money in front of me, here go your money. Now, if it ain't nobody around, baby, I'm picking up that money and putting it in my pocket. But if it's somebody like I see them drop it and here go your money type situation, I ain't stealing for nobody. Like I'm keeping my plate clean. I ain't trying to treat nobody bad. None of that stuff. Like I'm keeping my common plate clean. I can't make you keep your common plate clean. I'm keeping mine clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway. So she was like, I knew she stole it. I knew she stole the money, but I didn't say anything. And I was like, girl, why you ain't saying that? Why you ain't tell them, to check the camera? She said, I did. But they were so busy trying to accuse me because I was the one who signed for the deposit bag that they didn't check the camera. And so she was like, God had told her, like, it's going to all be revealed. It's going to all be revealed. And I was like, okay. So she said, like, before we had went and hung out, that Saturday, that Friday night, God had woke up in the middle of the night and said, pray for the girl. Pray for like the girl she had trained. And so she said she sat up in the bed and was like, pray for her. This girl done cost me my job. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about money. You want me to pray for her? You want me to pray for her? And so she was like, God told her like to pray for her protection. So after she said a little battle of going back and forth, because God would say you like pray for your enemies, but he will also make your enemies your footstool. So she was like, after she had win a little battle and got out of her carnal, got out of her flesh, she prayed for the girl. Right? So when she prayed for the girl, prayed for the protection, she was able to go back to sleep. Because when she tried to go to sleep before praying, she wasn't able to fall asleep. Once she prayed, she was able to go out like a light, go to sleep. So when we went out the next day, and when she was like, go towards the accident, it was confirmation for her prayer for protection for the girl. Because if you didn't pray for the girl, I'm pretty sure the accident would have been worse. Her leg was a little jacked up, but it would have been worse. Right? So that Monday, her week was up. So the hotel called, right? The hotel called to apologize because not only did they check the camera, when they checked the camera, they had called the girl to say, if you don't return the money, we're going to press charges. The girl was on the bicycle. Remember, she had no car. She had a bicycle. She was on her way to return the money. She was on her way to return the money that she had stole out of the bag. So the hotel was calling Gifted to apologize and also offer her job back. But the only thing about that is they had already hired somebody else. So you was going to come in and be under that person and get less hours. So I think she decided to not do that and to work somewhere else. But yeah. Yeah. And that's the story time of the setup. Like I thought about that and I was like, I know it sounds crazy, but it was crazy to me, like being in the driver's seat and her telling me to go to the accident and then seeing somebody that God had told you to pray for and they were in a car accident. They were hit by a car and it wasn't as bad as it could have been because you prayed for them. And I know y'all to be like, that's coincidence. Is it? Is it? Like that stuff, it freaked me out because it was like the girl stole the money. She stole the money and Karma pulled up because they finally checked the security tape, which is like, why y'all didn't check the security tape before? But I guess like it's like, oh, she signed for it. There's no way like the girl went in the bag and stole the money because she a trainee. Like it's just simple. You just automatically thought it was her. You automatically thought it was Gifted instead of the girl. But literally how that all fall into place. And so it's like, that's why like when I dream about people or, you know what I'm saying? Like when it's something for me to check on people, I do my best to check on them. Or if I get an inkling to pray for people, I pray for them. Cause you just never know who's praying for you and who's covering you while you doing your mix. Nah. Yeah, so that's the story time of the setup. And it was a setup because the girl set her up. Like, girl, you knew you stole that money. You knew you took the money out of that bag and you got that girl fired. And she was struggling. You had 3 kids. I get that, but you didn't think that there wasn't no cameras there. And you just got the job. You was in training. You was in training for a week. That's crazy. But I just wanted to share that with y'all because, like I said, this is my video diary, and it's a lot of things that I said I wasn't gonna tell, but yeah, why not? Literally seeing that girl on the ground, I can see it like right now. I can see her on the ground. That lady had her hair pulled back in a bun. She was laying on the ground. She was just boo crying. Her bicycle was on the ground. That front wheel was towed the hell up. Like literally, and they was working like they was trying to wrap her leg up. And Gifted was on the side of me in the passenger seat, bawling, bawling. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like if she was hard headed like me? Because it take me a long time when God be like, pray for this person. I be like, especially if they did something to me. Who we praying? Who we praying for? Oh, and I can vision you like you right there, like you right there about to drown. I be like, I, who? That's why I be saying like, God, don't assign me to pray for these people. They might not make it. How long it take me to be like, okay, let me get over. Let me be obedient, but nah, because I also get in trouble for stuff like that too. So yeah, I be on my be on. So that's why I tell people like you gotta be real careful what you envy and what you see. Like when God bless people, that's why I always say I don't want nobody else blessings but mine. I don't want to be like nobody but me. I don't have to blow nobody else's candle out to shine. The only person I want to be is me, because you never know what people have to go through to be who they are. You never know what people have to carry to get their blessings. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out where the hell that snake comes from. Anyway, I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Interesting. Interesting takes. Let's see if it picks it up. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Y'all miss mic checks? I used to do those for what was that? And Just Like That. I missed And Just Like That. And I think the Braxtons. We are the Braxtons, and you'll see. Let's check and see if it's picking up this heater. Hold on. I don't know. It don't sound like it is picking it up. It sounds like it's clear and it's not picking it up. If it is, I don't have my headphones that I use to like edit to hear everything. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Anyway, let's get into it. I look kind of crazy with my hair like this. Do I want to change my hair over? Hold on. Let's be presentable. Presentable. Or maybe I can put it on the floor. Put it on the floor. Let's put it on the floor. Let's see. That way you don't hear the vibration of the table. Anyway, let's get into it. Hold on. Let's get on it. I gotta go look to see where it's at. Oh, it is. I caught it. I knew I was supposed to charge my dang on mics yesterday, but that sensor lets me know. Let me hurry up because I don't think this one's charged either. So let me hurry up. Let me get into it.